are 5 education games from the 90s and early 2000s you might have forgot existed. Jumpstart Third Grade released in 1996 and was a pretty big hit. I got that drip on today, baby.
Ain't nothing but a G-thing, baby.
It had a very in-depth story surrounding you as the player assisting a robot named Botley to save the world against a scientist's demented little girl named Polly. You save a bunch of robots that are being sent back in time against their will by utilizing a mixture of different minigames, including astrology, art, measurements, and more. My personal favorite robot was Mort from the kitchen. That's my guy. This is probably my favorite out of this certain genre. The logical journey of the Zoom Beanies was a rather unique one. I changed my shirt again. Drip check number 2.
Oh, hi.
You solved a bunch of puzzles to try to get your new homies to their new home. I'm gonna try to channel the narrator from the game. Zoom Beanieville! Zoom Beanieville! Okay, to be fair, there was no way I was gonna outdo that, right? Along the way on your journey, you could lose your Zoom Beanies individually by failing puzzles. The game had an interesting loop where every time you made a new journey, the game would eventually reach a harder difficulty, with there being, I believe, 4 difficulty settings eventually. I think the game is most remembered for 2 different things. One, the previously mentioned narrator, and then, of course,
Make me a pizza!
I'm not a really big fan of the remake. The visuals are a bit jarring to me, but I guess that's kind of personal preference, right? One of the earliest series of games you'll likely recognize. Freddy Fish was a detective game where you had to find a certain amount of clues to beat the game. I don't have a Freddy Fish shirt, so I had to settle for my Seth Rogen shirt. Drip check number 3.
Poor little feller.
Out of all the games I can recall in this genre, it's one of the best to utilize a randomizer, meaning every time you play a new game, the rewards and missions will be slightly different. Despite these being shorter games, this gave younger players incentives to do multiple playthroughs. I Spy Spooky Mansion is pretty self-explanatory. Based on the popular Scholastic books, you would do a multitude of minigames, where you would be given a list of things to find that are hidden within each minigame. The end goal being to escape the mansion and eventually set free the ghost that resides in it. The voice acting was handled by Amy Birnbaum, who's done a fair amount of acting within anime and later returned as the princess in I Spy Fantasy. The Rita Rabbit series was a popular one, and I recently played arguably the most popular one, which was Math Ages 6 through 9, which honestly felt like a fever dream. You did your standard math minigames, which would then utilize unlocking songs as sort of checkpoints showing how far through the game you were getting. And obviously the progress of rebuilding your ship as you were stuck on this island after a bad storm. Oddly enough, the leader of the pirate rats that you were facing against was voiced by Mario's voice actor, Charles Martinet.
This is the end.